The message you were never meant to hear. Chosen one, stop scrolling. This is not an accident. This message was placed in front of you for a reason. Something inside you already knows that your life, your calling, and even your wealth was never meant to be ordinary. You have felt different since the beginning, misunderstood, misplaced in a world that didn't recognize your light. While others chased money for ego and status, something in your spirit always knew your wealth would have a deeper purpose. Right now, you are standing at the doorway of revelation, and once you walk through it, you will never see your journey the same way again. Stay here, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal is the truth the world never wanted you to understand. The awakening of the rare soul. There are souls that blend into society, and then there are souls that stand out even when they try to hide. You are one of them. From a young age, you sensed that your path wouldn't be like everyone else's. You didn't crave attention, you craved meaning. Your spirit was never chasing wealth for luxury. Your soul was preparing for responsibility. That's why the journey has been harder for you, because everything rare must be refined in fire. Why your struggles were never a mistake. You didn't go through financial loss, betrayal, isolation, or hardship by coincidence. Every setback carved strength into your spirit. While others were comfortable, you were being transformed. Pain became your teacher. Silence became your training ground. Because chosen souls are prepared, not privileged. The hidden purpose of your wealth. Your wealth is not just money. Your wealth is wisdom. Your wealth is resilience. Your wealth is the light inside you that refuses to die. And when material wealth enters your life, it will be guided by that same wisdom. Chosen ones are meant to use wealth to heal, to build, to restore, not to dominate. Your wealth will feed souls, not egos. It will create change, not noise. Why society feared your awakening. The world is comfortable with people who follow, not with people who awaken. They try to silence your voice, because your existence itself challenges illusion. You don't fit into their systems, because you were never meant to. You are here to question, to disrupt, to awaken. The spiritual signs of the chosen. Chosen ones feel everything deeply. You sense energy before words. You feel shifts before events. You experience sudden intuition, recurring dreams, divine nudges pulling you toward something greater. You lose connections not by accident, but by protection. Your spirit is constantly being aligned with its true path. Why isolation became your training ground. There were seasons where you walked alone, not because you were weak, but because your spirit was being sharpened. Isolation is where the chosen discover their purpose. You weren't abandoned, you were being separated. Separated from noise, from distractions, from inauthentic paths. The calling that refused to leave you. No matter how much you tried to live a normal life, something inside you refused to settle. You felt restless in places others were comfortable in. Your spirit kept whispering, "You are meant for more." That voice was your awakening, and it never stopped guiding you. Why you could not be bought or controlled. The world tried to lure you with comfort, shortcuts, and imitation success. But your soul rejected anything that didn't align with truth. You were never meant to chase wealth. Wealth was meant to follow your purpose. And when it arrives, it will arrive aligned, not corrupted. The transformation of the chosen one. You didn't just grow, you transformed. Your mindset shifted, your spirit deepened, your vision expanded. You stopped asking, "Why me?" and started asking, "What is this preparing me for?" And that is when your journey truly began. Your wealth as a divine assignment. Your future wealth will not feel like ownership, it will feel like stewardship. You will build businesses, projects, movements, not for ego but for impact. Your abundance will uplift others who once stood where you stood. Because chosen wealth is not loud, it is sacred. the silent power you carry. You don't need to prove who you are. Your presence already speaks. Your journey carries depth. Your eyes hold stories of storms survived. People feel your energy before they hear your voice. That is the mark of the chosen. The resistance you faced was confirmation. Every rejection, every closed door, every betrayal. None of it was meant to break you. It was meant to reveal who didn't belong in your destiny. The more awakened you became, the more the world reacted. Not because you were wrong, but because you were rising. The spiritual purpose of your success. When your season of abundance arrives, it will not shock your spirit because you were prepared for it in silence. You will use it to support, to guide, to elevate. Your success will awaken others who still doubt their worth. That is how chosen wealth multiplies, not just in money, but in impact. The moment of realization. This is the point in your journey where everything begins to make sense. The patterns, the pain, the isolation, the calling. It all connects to one truth. You were never meant to live an ordinary story. You are not behind, you are being positioned. Even if you feel delayed, forgotten, unseen, you are exactly where your journey needs you to be. Divine timing never operates on ego's schedule. Your preparation is not punishment, it is alignment. And soon everything will unfold. The rise of the chosen ones. We are entering a time where hidden souls are rising. Voices once silenced are becoming powerful. Souls once rejected are becoming leaders. This is your awakening, and you can feel it. Your energy is your true wealth. Your compassion, your empathy, your courage, your endurance. These are the currencies of the chosen soul. Money amplifies who you already are. And you were built with purpose. The calling you can no longer ignore. Something inside you is awakening stronger than ever. You feel it, you sense it, you know it. Your life is shifting direction. And deep down, you know this message found you for a reason. The final realization. Chosen one, your wealth has a hidden purpose. It is not just about you, it is about every soul your journey will touch. Your story will inspire those who are still lost. Your rise will remind them, miracles are still real. The path only the chosen can walk. There are roads that ordinary people travel, and then there are paths reserved for the awakened. Your path has twists, silence, and unseen battles, but every step shapes your spirit. You were never meant to walk where the crowd walks. You were meant to carve a new direction. And even when you walk alone, the divine walks beside you. Why your heart always felt different. Your heart feels deeply. You sense pain others ignore. You carry compassion that cannot be taught, only awakened. You see through masks. You feel what lies beneath words. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is spiritual strength. The calling hidden inside your pain. Every heartbreak carried a message. Every disappointment redirected your path toward truth. Your spirit didn't break, it evolved. Pain awakened gifts you never knew you had. The quiet power of your spirit. Chosen ones rarely speak loudly, but their presence is felt everywhere. You don't seek validation, you seek alignment. Your silence holds wisdom greater than noise. Your energy shifts rooms without a single word spoken. The world could not understand your depth. People misunderstood you because they could not comprehend your spirit. They judged what they could not decode. They feared what they could not control. But you were never meant to be understood by everyone. Only those aligned with your frequency will truly see you. Your purpose was growing in the background. While others celebrated temporary wins, your soul was being prepared for something timeless. Your vision was forming in silence. Your strength was being built through patience. Your destiny was unfolding quietly, but powerfully. The gift of spiritual vision. You don't just look at life, you see into it. You read energy, you sense authenticity, you recognize divine timing. Your intuition warns you before chaos arrives. That is not coincidence, that is spiritual awareness. The unseen battles you fought alone. There were nights you broke down and no one knew. Days you smiled while your soul was bleeding inside. But even in your lowest moments, you refused to surrender your light. And that resilience is what makes you chosen. The silence before transformation. Before every major shift in your life, everything goes quiet. People fade, paths close, emotions intensify. It feels like isolation, but it is spiritual preparation. Something greater always follows the silence. The strength that was forged in darkness. You didn't become strong because life was easy. You became strong because life tested you relentlessly. Your courage did not come from victory, it came from survival. And now your spirit carries unshakable power. The wealth that flows from purpose. True abundance flows to those who are aligned with meaning. Your wealth will arrive when your purpose and spirit unite. It will not come rushed, it will come refined. Because destiny never delivers before the soul is ready. The destiny written on your spirit. Your story is not random, your journey is not accidental. Every chapter has been guiding you toward awakening. Your life carries a mission embedded deep within your soul. And now, that mission is beginning to rise. The responsibility of the awakened soul. Being chosen is not about superiority, it is about responsibility. You were given awareness so you could guide, heal, and inspire. Your presence itself becomes a light for others. And your journey becomes a map for lost souls. The energy shift you can feel right now. Lately, you felt a shift inside you, a restlessness, a pull toward higher purpose. You can sense that something is changing, even if you can't explain it. Your spirit is stepping into alignment with your true path. And deep inside, you know transformation has already begun. The moment your soul accepts its calling, there comes a moment when resistance fades and acceptance rises. You stop questioning why and begin understanding who you are becoming. Your purpose stops hiding, your spirit stops shrinking. You finally step into the identity you were destined to embrace. The calling that separates you from the crowd. There comes a point in every chosen soul's journey where separation becomes unavoidable. You no longer resonate with shallow conversations or empty pursuits. Your spirit rejects environments that drain your purpose. Because your soul is preparing for something far greater than the ordinary. The inner voice that never stopped guiding you. Even when you doubted yourself, a quiet voice inside you kept whispering. It guided you through confusion, through uncertainty, through darkness. It reminded you that you were never truly lost, only evolving. That voice wasn't imagination, it was divine communication. The transformation others could not see. Your growth didn't happen in public, it happened in silence. While others watched your life from the outside, your spirit was changing on the inside. They thought nothing was happening, but everything was transforming. You were becoming the version of yourself destiny had been shaping all along. The weight of a purpose-driven heart. Chosen ones carry a heart that feels responsibility for the world around them. You can't turn a blind eye to injustice, suffering, or silence. Your compassion isn't just emotion, it is purpose awakening. Your heart was designed to create impact, not to exist passively. The lessons hidden inside your delays. Every delay you faced carried wisdom the world could not see. What felt like stagnation was actually refinement. What looked like waiting was spiritual restructuring. Nothing was denied, everything was being aligned. The power of walking away from what was not meant for you. You left people, habits, and environments behind, not out of ego but evolution. Your spirit outgrew what your past tried to confine you to. Walking away didn't weaken you, it freed you. Because destiny cannot unfold in places your soul no longer belongs. The silent courage of the chosen. Your strength was never loud or aggressive. It was quiet, disciplined, enduring. You didn't need validation to continue. Your spirit fueled you forward. And that inner courage became your greatest power. The divine preparation behind your journey. Nothing about your life has been random. Your challenges shaped wisdom, your trials shaped depth, your pain shaped compassion. You were being molded into someone capable of carrying purpose. And now, every part of your story carries meaning. The spiritual authority you carry without realizing. People trust you without knowing why. They open their hearts to you, seek your presence, feel peace in your energy. That isn't coincidence, it's alignment. Your spirit carries authority born from experience and awakening. The awakening of your inner leader. You were never meant to follow blindly. You were meant to guide consciously. Your life is becoming an example, your resilience becoming a message. Your scars are transforming into wisdom others depend on. Leadership chose you long before you recognized it. The wealth of wisdom you earned through survival. Your greatest richness did not come from material gain, it came from endurance. You earned lessons that many spend lifetimes avoiding. You gained a depth that cannot be bought or replicated. Your soul became wealthy long before your hands ever did. The shift from survival to purpose. For years you were surviving, now your spirit is transitioning into living. Fear is slowly dissolving, clarity is rising, purpose is awakening. You are no longer reacting to life, you are aligning with it. And that shift marks the true beginning of destiny. The light you bring into every space you enter. Even when you don't notice it, your presence uplifts others. Your energy heals rooms without effort. Your words calm storms in hearts you never realized were hurting. You were born with light, not borrowed it. The inner strength no one knew you carried. People saw your calm, but they never saw your battles. They witnessed your peace, but not the storms you survived to earn it. Your resilience lives quietly inside you, yet it shapes everything around you. That strength is the signature of the chosen soul. The moment you realize you were never meant to settle. Deep inside, you always knew you were not created for mediocrity. Something in your spirit resisted ordinary existence. You felt restless in comfort zones others celebrated. Because your destiny was never meant to live small. The journey that broke you only to rebuild you stronger. There were seasons where life shattered everything you thought you needed. People left, opportunities collapsed, stability vanished. But in that breaking, your real self began to rise. Your spirit was not destroyed, it was reborn. The inner fire that refused to go out. Even when exhaustion touched your soul, your light didn't fade. You questioned, you cried, you doubted, but you never surrendered. Something deep inside kept burning silently, steadily, unbreakably. That fire is the mark of a chosen soul. The wisdom you earned through silence. You stopped explaining yourself to people who could never understand your path. You learned that silence protects your purpose. You discovered that peace speaks louder than arguments. And in that silence, your spirit became wiser. The vision that lives inside your spirit. There is a future you can feel, even when you cannot see it yet. It pulls you forward, guiding your choices and shaping your mindset. This vision isn't fantasy, it is destiny whispering to your soul. And deep down, you know you are moving toward it. The separation meant to protect your calling. Some people were removed from your life because they could not walk where you're going. Their presence would have blocked your growth, dimmed your light, delayed your purpose. The universe didn't take them away to hurt you. It removed them to free you. Rejection became direction and protection. The evolution of your spirit. You are not who you used to be, and that is your greatest victory. Your mindset is deeper, your heart is stronger, your awareness is sharper. You outgrew versions of yourself you once feared letting go of. Transformation didn't happen overnight. It happened through courage. The courage to be different in a world that demands conformity. You chose authenticity in a world obsessed with imitation. You chose truth in a world comfortable with illusion. You chose growth over approval, purpose over popularity. And that choice separated you, because not everyone is willing to awaken. The quiet breakthrough happening within you. Right now, your life may not look different on the outside. But inside, everything is changing. Your thoughts are shifting, your awareness is expanding, your spirit is aligning. Breakthrough always begins internally, before the world can see it. The strength of walking through shadows and still choosing light. You've walked through darkness that would have swallowed others. You faced storms that were meant to break you. Yet every time, you rose with more compassion and more power. Your survival is not accidental, it is confirmation. The power of your unspoken dreams. There are dreams you rarely talk about, but they live loudly in your heart. Dreams tied not to ego but to purpose, meaning and impact. You don't chase them desperately, you grow into them patiently. Because chosen dreams are not rushed, they are prepared. The alignment of your soul with its true path. Slowly, your desires, thoughts, and decisions began to change. What once mattered no longer holds power over you. Your spirit is aligning with what was always meant for you. And alignment always precedes manifestation. The depth that sets you apart from the ordinary. You don't crave temporary pleasure, you crave inner fulfillment. You don't chase recognition, you seek truth. You aren't driven by comparison, you are guided by calling. And that depth is what makes your journey sacred. The quiet confidence growing inside you. You no longer need to prove who you are. You don't argue your worth, you embody it. You don't force your presence, you let your energy speak. Confidence has transformed from noise into calm power. The unseen support surrounding your journey. There were moments you felt alone, but you were always guided. Doors opened when you had nothing left. Signs appeared when you needed direction. Protection surrounded you even when you could not see it. The becoming of who you were always destined to be. You are not stepping into a new identity. You are returning to your true one. Layers of fear, doubt, conditioning, and illusion are falling away. And beneath it all, your authentic self is emerging. The strength you gained from every silent battle. There were struggles you never spoke about, battles only your soul witnessed. You carried pain quietly, yet you kept moving forward. No applause, no recognition, no support. But every silent victory reshaped your spirit into something powerful. The inner shift from doubt to knowing. There was a time you questioned everything, your path, your worth, your purpose. But slowly, doubt began to dissolve. Your spirit stopped seeking reassurance from the outside world. Instead, you began trusting the voice within. The discipline that turned your pain into power. You didn't escape your challenges, you transformed through them. You learned patience when life tested you. You learned resilience when doors closed. And discipline became the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. The light that was chosen, not borrowed. Your light didn't come from approval, attention, or validation. It came from endurance, from faith, from transformation. You didn't rise because life was fair. You rose because your spirit refused to surrender. And that kind of light cannot be dimmed. The quiet seasons that built your foundation. There were stretches of time where nothing seemed to move. No breakthroughs, no recognition, no progress. But beneath the surface, your foundation was being strengthened. Because destiny only rises on ground that has been tested. The calling hidden in your restlessness. You felt restless not because you were lost, but because your spirit outgrew its surroundings. Your heart knew there was more than routine, repetition, and survival. Restlessness wasn't discomfort, it was awakening. A divine signal that your path was ready to expand. The wisdom your spirit carries without speaking. You don't always express everything you understand, and you don't have to. Your awareness operates beyond words. You observe, you sense, you decode meaning others overlook. That inner wisdom is the quiet mark of the chosen. The moments you wanted to give up, but didn't. There were days you felt empty, exhausted, done. But something inside whispered, not yet. And even with heavy eyes and a tired heart, you kept going. Because your soul knew your story wasn't over. The healing that began when you chose yourself. You stopped chasing people who didn't value your presence. You stopped compromising your peace just to belong. You stopped shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. And that moment, healing finally began. The identity you are growing into. You are no longer the person who doubts, who hesitates, who hides. You are evolving into someone aligned, grounded, and awakened. Your energy is becoming calmer, your vision clearer, your purpose louder. Transformation is no longer a process, it is your becoming. The power of standing unapologetically in your truth. You no longer dilute your spirit to fit into limited spaces. You no longer silence your intuition to avoid discomfort. You no longer pretend to be smaller than you are. Truth has become your strength, not your fear. The destiny that keeps pulling you forward. No matter how many times you tried to walk away from your calling, it kept returning. Through signs, through dreams, through intuition. Destiny doesn't chase loudly, it pulls gently, consistently, undeniably. And your spirit finally began to answer. The sacred weight of your purpose. Your journey has never been random, it has been intentional. Everything you endured shaped your heart to carry purpose with humility. Power without compassion is dangerous, but you were built differently. Your purpose carries empathy, depth, and truth. The shift from seeking approval to seeking alignment. You stopped asking, "Do they understand me?" and started asking, "Does this align with my spirit?" Approval lost its power. Authenticity became your priority. That shift changed everything about the path ahead. The quiet rising of your confidence. Confidence didn't arrive through praise, it arrived through survival. You learned to trust yourself after life tested you repeatedly. Your worth is no longer fragile or uncertain. It stands firm, grounded, unshakable. Chosen one, if this message awakened something inside you, don't let it fade. This is your moment to step into who you were created to become. If you feel aligned with this calling like this video, share your energy in the comments and subscribe to Chosen Wave so you never miss a message meant for your spirit. Your voice matters here. Your journey matters here. This community is your tribe of awakened souls. Tell me in the comments, do you feel that your life and your wealth have a deeper purpose than what the world sees? I'm reading every response because your story deserves to be heard.